NBC News chief data analyst, Steve. You've had a long week.
Listen, elections, Breeders' Cup last week, and now we get the NFL. Not bad, you know.
Well, let's talk about the Steelers matchup on Sunday night. First of all, where do both teams stand right now?
Yeah, this is a pivotal game for both of them. I mean, take a look here at the records. The Steelers, they are coming off their biggest win of the year, an upset win. They knocked off the Indianapolis Colts, the upstart Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, the Chargers, they are sitting at 6-3. They are banged up. They got injuries left and right. They've had all sorts of issues trying to bring free agents in, fill out this roster. So here you go. Standings now, playoff standings in the AFC. And you can see with that win last night, there are the Broncos, number one. Steelers, they're leading their division at 5-3. That's why they're fourth, even though they have one fewer win than the fifth place team. And here's the Chargers in sixth at 6-3. And this, Craig, I want you to avert your eyes. This is the cut line. These teams are on the outside looking in, and that includes the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's scary. And the Ravens, too.
And look at the Patriots.
And the Patriots, by the way. Thank you, Dylan. I appreciated that one.
A lot of football left.
All right, so let's look at the sidelines, Steve, and talk about Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, so Tomlin, the coach of the Steelers. Now, how about this? Hired in January 2007. So it's been 18 years now. That makes him the longest tenured coach in the NFL.
Right.
And the longest tenured coach in all four major professional sports.
Wow.
And I'll tell you what. If you want job security, if that's the kind of career you're looking for, be the head coach of the Steelers. He is only their third coach in 56 seasons.
Wow.
So
and he's the coolest looking coach.
Still, after 18 years.
And never had a losing season.
Never had a losing season, although I will say there's a little bit of grumbling because it has been 9 years since they won a playoff game, and we'll see. They've brought in this year Aaron Rodgers, the Steelers have, the quarterback. Could be his final year. Could he break that playoff jinx there? And, of course, Justin Herbert, what a QB matchup we had Sunday night.
All right, you have a trivia for us today?
So the game is going to be in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, and so we are asking because SoFi is shared by both the Rams and the Chargers. One other venue is shared by two teams. Do the Bengals and Browns play in the same stadium? Do the Eagles and Steelers play in the same stadium? Do the Jets and Giants? Do the Cowboys and Texans?
I don't know the answer.
It's an easy one.
It's Jets and Giants.
By the way, a lot of mediocrity at MetLife every Sunday.
You know what?
I'm
sure these guys appreciate it. They're probably like, you know what, you get out here and do that.
I
was going to say D, but everybody else is saying
I was
going to go D, but it's because I don't know.
Well, one team's in
the correct answer.
I don't know.
Is he?
It's
the Jets and the Giants. It's MetLife.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. New York Jets, New York Giants play in New Jersey.
Correct.
Exactly.
The only actual New York team is in Buffalo.
That's right.
Steve Kornacki, get your nap this weekend, Steve. You can catch that Steelers.
Indianapolis Colts, a team that came in with the best record in the NFL at 7-1. Doesn't get much easier for the Steelers as they head out to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers for Sunday Night Football. Thanks for being with us for the matchup presented by Shell Polymers alongside Missy Matthews and Matt Williamson. I'm Rob King. Before we move ahead, Missy, really big win for the Steelers. They needed it, and they proved something maybe to the rest of the league, if not themselves, by beating a top team.
I think especially for the defense, the previous two performances, no one was happy about. Not having takeaways for 3 games, no one was happy about that either. But the high energy, the way they were flying around, getting after the quarterback, the tackles for loss, just everything was good to see. And whatever Jalen Ramsey said to them on the eve of the game, I want him to say that every last team meeting. And the Ravens are closing fast. Like, you've lost 2 in a row. You brought the Ravens back into the playoff picture. Not that they were, I think, out of it anyway, although they don't have much margin for error. But this was a big win for the Steelers.
Absolutely. And this upcoming game is a huge game as well. Another quality AFC opponent. Who knows what tiebreakers happen in playoff time and all those things. I mean, I thought the Colts were a powerhouse, and the Steelers' defense, as Missy mentioned, really put them in their place.
We mentioned the Chargers. Each of the Chargers and the Steelers entering this game on Sunday with 1 conference loss in the AFC. So let's get to our matchups. And, Missy, let's begin with you. And after 4 straight games of running the ball effectively, not as effective, although nice to see Jaylen Warren get into the end zone a couple of times.
Twice.
Yeah. So your key is to run the ball against this Chargers defense.
Yes, I think where they are in terms of the average, 30th in the league, lowest average of yards per game on the ground. I just think that it helps Aaron Rodgers. It helps the entire offense. And again, this has been a key every single week, probably going back to week 1, of running the ball effectively. And I think time of possession against this team, not that it doesn't matter all the time, it will matter because they are able to do some things on the ground, whether it's Justin Herbert, running backs, whatnot. The Steelers have to do that. And I think the 3 and outs were something that we maybe weren't expecting to see as much, and just knowing that they need to get better at that and have a chance to open it up for the tight ends, the wide receivers. And again, I just want Jalen, Max always says, always falling forward, getting some of those yak yards to help this offense really get going.
It's an interesting group because defensively, Dan Henley's really good at inside linebacker, but he's not a huge guy. They do have some massive guys up front. Taylor Tart and Jamari Caldwell are big human beings. But they only have 4 defensive linemen listed on their roster. You'd think maybe by attrition running the ball at him might be a good idea.
Yeah, that's a great thought. And some of those guys are more 2-down type players too. If you could extend them, as Missy mentioned, win time of possession, things might start to really break open in the fourth quarter. I also think their edge setters are really good players too. Khalil Mack, et cetera.
And speaking of the edge, that's going to be my key. The offensive tackles, Broderick Jones and Troy Fautano, going against the Chargers edge guys. I think if you looked at this group, not Derwin James, but if you looked at this as a group, I think that's their strongest group. Their edge rushers. Khalil Mack is still around. They got Odafe Owe from the Ravens, who, remember, a couple years ago had 10 sacks. They traded him earlier in the year for safety Alohi Gilman. In 4 games, he's got 4 sacks for him. Tui Pelutu is the leader on sacks. And this is a very good pass rushing Chargers team. I think as a unit, Matt, their pass rushers are probably their strongest suit.
Yeah, Owe's been very successful with them, super talented. You say his name better than I do, Tui Pelutu.
Yeah.
Bosa was sort of in his way. They were real comfortable letting Bosa go because he deserves more playing time. And Mack is just a Hall of Fame type of career that is still playing really, really well. And they all are real physical guys.
Yep. And Aaron Rodgers sacked a couple times against the Colts last week. You'd like to see him have more time. Of course, it starts with Missy, your key, running the football, getting to third and manageable. But they also have to keep Aaron Rodgers upright.
Absolutely. And I do think that Troy Fautanu especially and Broderick Jones have been doing a really good job. For Troy, this is the first real full season we're seeing of him obviously putting together with the injuries he dealt with last year. And they've had some tall tasks, but as you guys have said, the names that you see that will be across the line lining up against them, definitely something, especially with the precision that Aaron runs this offense with, of getting the ball out quickly, people having to be in exact spots. The line has to do their job in order for those things to happen. And
Matt, your key guy is this guy, sensational 4-time Pro Bowler, Derwin James. We'll see him blitz, then we'll see him drop back. He can intercept footballs. He can come up and make plays. He's a terrific player.
Terrific player. I mean, he's a first-round safety, and he looks like it. I mean, this guy's straight out of Central Casting, long, physical, highly aggressive. They ask a ton from him, much like Kyle Hamilton with the Ravens. And he's up for all challenges. I mean, he can play man coverage against tight ends. He can drop the deep middle, plays the run. He's a tone setter.
Yeah, so we talked about the best units, but he is their best player on defense.
Yes.
No doubt about it. Okay, so it is time for our immaculate prediction. And Peyton Wilson coming off a sensational game, 14 tackles, 10 solo tackles. Defense did a sensational job against the Indianapolis Colts offense, by far the best offense in the league in terms of points per game and yards per game. The Steelers came up with 5 sacks. The defense came up with 5 turnovers. Of course, there was one other turnover on special teams as well. This came at a time when the Steelers defense was very banged up. A lot of guys not available either due to injury or illness. But I can guarantee you this, Matt, the Chargers have zero sympathy for that because their outside tackles, both their tackles on offense, maybe the best tackle duo in the NFL, they're out both for the year. And both their running backs, Najee Harris, who never missed a game as a member of the Steelers, he's out for the year. Amarian Hampton, their first-round draft choice, he won't play. This is a team that wants to run the football. They're without some serious components.
1,000%. Now, they do have really good pass catchers, and it kind of reminds me of the last two opponents where they don't have a Jamar Chase, but they've got a wealth of pass catchers, and they have a terrific quarterback. But the O-line's in bad shape right now.
Okay, so that is where I'm going to start, because I think that what the Chargers are going to try to do is run the football. And they, even with these injuries to their running backs, they've run the ball. Kamani Vidal is their new lead running back while they wait for Hampton to come back. He's expected back after the bye. Well, in the last four games, Vidal has 200-yard games. And they've averaged 175 yards on the ground without their top two running backs. So you can't just look at this game, guys, and say we have to stop Herbert. Just go back and look at what happened when they couldn't stop Chase Brown in Cincinnati. Even the second half of the game against the Packers, did a great job against Jacobs. Wilson got loose. That certainly helped Love in the passing game. So to me, even though I'm more worried about the passing game because of Herbert, I'm worried about this running game because if they can get that going, the Steelers are going to be in a world of hurt.
That was definitely priority number one, though, for the Steelers against the Colts, and we saw that come to fruition, something that, I think was really irking Cam Hayward, all of those guys over there, but it's not just the running backs.
Right, for sure.
Justin Herbert, 305 rushing yards as a quarterback. He is also somebody that you have to take into account, too.
Yep, when you think about that, and he ranks, Matt?
First amongst all quarterbacks right now.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I was shocked when I saw that. I mean, he's a very good runner. He's a very good athlete. Very smart about it. And they'll design some runs for him, but a lot of it's also because he's under duress so much he has to run.
Right, because the tackles are hurt. But by the way, he will not only run away from you, he will run you over. Like
he's a big, strong guy.
He is a big, tough guy. So, Missy, let's get to your key, and that is containing Herbert in a multiple number of ways because he can run, but he is a tremendous all-around quarterback. He can really throw.
I definitely think his mobility is high on the priority list for the Steelers this week, just based off of what Coach Tomlin said on Tuesday.
Steelers Nation, lock in your seats because we're looking at a potentially seismic shift in Pittsburgh's defensive future, and you're going to want to be there when it happens. We've already seen the Steelers make a bold move acquiring Kyle Duggar about a week before the trade deadline to shore up the back end of their defense. And now, another opportunity has dropped right into their lap. One that could elevate this team from contender to serious threat. The name? Quandre Diggs, a three-time Pro Bowler now available after being released by the Tennessee Titans and suddenly in the mix for the black and gold. According to insiders, this move could make perfect sense for the Steelers at exactly the right time. Let's break it down. The Steelers' defense just showed flashes of what it can become, but we've also watched it struggle against top-tier passing attacks. Injuries have piled up, depth has been tested, and the margin for error in the AFC North is razor thin. The addition of Duggar was a strong signal that Pittsburgh's front office understands the challenge. But now, Diggs is on the table. Veteran leadership, proven performance at the highest level, and the kind of presence that can fortify the back end when the stakes are highest. Diggs is no flash in the pan. Over his career, he has logged more than 600 tackles and 24 interceptions, earned Pro Bowl honors in 3 consecutive years, 2020, 2022, and been a disruptive playmaker in elite defenses. He was released by Tennessee on waivers after 9 appearances this season, a move partly designed to get younger in the secondary. But for a team like Pittsburgh, that move reads as a golden opportunity. Think about the value. At 32 years old, Diggs isn't just a body in the lineup. He's a chess piece. He brings savvy, experience, instincts, and when your season is already in motion and you're now fighting playoff positioning, those traits mean even more. The Steelers don't have time to wait for development or upside. They need immediate impact. Diggs offers just that. And let's talk fit. Pittsburgh already added Duggar and has other back-end pieces, but adding Diggs would send a message. It would say, not only are we ready to compete, but we are willing to invest in the pieces that bring us closer to our goal. Imagine a secondary where Diggs helps stabilize the deep half, where he mentors younger players, where he steps into big moments and makes big plays. Opposing offenses would have to account for that. That ripple effect affects game plans and outcomes. There are risks, yes, age, wear and tear, how he adapts to a new scheme, how much he has left to give at the highest level. But Pittsburgh is in a rare spot. 5-8, first in the division, playoff bound but not locked in. The window is open. The moment is now. If the front office acts, and I believe they will, they can add Diggs at minimal sacrifice and potentially elevate this team's ceiling. Steelers Nation, I believe this. Adding Diggs would not just be a move, it would be a declaration. A declaration that this team is serious, that they're not here to make up the numbers, they're here to win. And when you combine that with what the offense and defense are showing right now, you're looking at a roster poised for more than the ordinary. So here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment below and tell me, do you want the Steelers to claim Quandre Diggs right now? What do you think he brings? Does this move catapult us into contention, or is it just another piece? Smash that like if you believe this team is ready to raise the bar. And if you're not already subscribed to Steelers Nation Wire, hit that button because this story isn't over. It's just beginning. Let's ride this wave together. Black and gold forever.